Dave, congratulations on the rental. What an amazingly thrilling and eerie, creepy little get together that weekend was.
I appreciate that, man. I take that as a compliment.
Tell me a little bit about how you came upon the story.
Yeah, so I co-wrote the script with a friend of mine, Joe Swanberg, and we were inspired by our own paranoia about the concept of home sharing and just thinking about how the country is as divided as it's ever been and no one trusts each other, yet we trust staying in the home of a stranger simply because of a few positive reviews online. And one thing I was really trying to explore, though, is this mentality of like, we're all aware of the risks of staying in a stranger's home, but we still do it. And like, I still use Airbnb. I stayed in an Airbnb while filming this movie. And I was just like, why do I do this? Knowing that I don't know who this person is who owns this home. Like, I don't know how the lengths they'll go to make my life miserable.
It is one of those things that crosses my mind when I stay in hotels, when I used to stay in hotels before this. You wonder who's been cleaning. They always put glasses out on the sink, and I wonder, how do they clean those? I mean, so there's a lot of weird stuff that goes through your mind.
Absolutely. And we all, again, it's in the back of all of our heads, but we just kind of ignore it because when we're going on vacation, we have to stay in a hotel. We have to stay in an Airbnb. And so we almost don't want to think about the creepy side of it all.
As a director, though, two things I always think are the hardest to direct. One is comedy, because you've got to pace yourself for a theater audience, not the audience, the gaffers and the grips, although that's a good way to tell.
Right.
But horror has to be one of those things in thrillers because you have to build up to that little crescendo and keep moving. And it, to me, is a type of, it's like playing music. I don't think I could ever direct a thriller like this.
Yeah, it is difficult. And the main thing is tone, where, this is not a horror film where there are jump scares every couple minutes. And so it's more of a slow burn. But from the opening shot, we create this underlying tension that builds throughout the movie. And we want to sustain that tension. We never want to let you off the hook. And it was difficult to, try to keep the audience engaged in that way. And so, I mean, I give a lot of my crew members a lot of credit for that. The composers, Danny Bensey and Sandra Jurians, they've worked in this genre space before with a couple projects, notably Martha Marcy May Marlene, Enemy, the TV series The Outsider that just came out recently. And their skill set, like their superpower is that they can create such tension with very minimal music notes and everything, where there's a sequence in the latter half of the film where there's like this underlying rhythm that almost sounds like a heartbeat. And what it does kind of psychologically is it makes you aware of your own heartbeat, which then makes your heartbeat start to go a little faster. And before you know it, you're a little bit short of breath. And I just give these guys a lot of credit for just kind of knowing how to almost manipulate an audience in that way.
In our last minute that we have to, by the way, thank you for your time today too, as well. I know how busy you are. What a great cast too, because nothing gets done without a really, really great cast to pull it off. And you being an actor, as a director, are you more empathetic, and do you have a shortcut to talk to actors?
Absolutely. Very empathetic to actors. And one thing that I did was, we did a few really long takes in this movie that took many, many, many takes. And what I made sure of is that the actors were privy to what was going on in my head at every moment, because I've been on the other side where you do take after take after take. And if no one's telling you why, you start to get in your head and you're like, it's got to be because of me. I'm a terrible actor. They're going to fire me. But in reality, like for us, like on the rental, we were doing so many takes, usually because of technical issues, whether the camera move just wasn't smooth enough. And so every take I would go to the actors and be like, it's not you guys. You guys are doing amazing work. It's on our end. Just keep doing what you're doing. And so, again, just really trying to be in their head and know that being an actor, you're very vulnerable, and you can't help but have these insecurities creep into your head every once in a while.
Again, it's the rental. It's really a nail biter. It's a white knuckler. And again, thank you. And I hope we connect again on the next project.
Me too. Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Dave. We'll see you soon. This celebrity interview is sponsored by...
I'm Annette Civarella with Pia Anderson Moss Hoyt, Utah's leading entertainment law firm, serving clients nationwide. We provide solid, attentive representation focusing on minimizing risk, reducing cost, and protecting the reputation and privacy of our clients. Our goal is to provide you with the legal representation you need to make the right decisions and to protect you and your creative works. Call or email me for a free consultation.